Guys, welcome to Nightshift episode 23. I'm Jaffe, along with my hosts Carlos and David. Today on the show we have Nola. Hope you guys have tuned in to the previous episodes, and I hope you enjoy this one.
Well, if they're watching episode 23,
hopefully they've seen. I
said hopefully they've been following.
So, Nola, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, it's good when we have people on here that we really don't know anything about. So
Tell us your whole life.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from New Orleans, born and raised.
Hence Nola.
Yeah. Well, I'd call her New Orleans in the club. That was I always walk by. I'm like, "What's up, New Orleans?"
I didn't know you were from there. That's cool. How long you been in shop?
I've been between the Carolinas for 2 years because I stayed in Columbia, South Carolina. I like it there.
Yeah, it's a big change from New Orleans to Carolinas.
Yes, because y'all can't sell liquor after 2 a.m.
So
Big change.
I was talking more like food, But
Culture.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
But I guess that's what New Orleans is known for, right? I mean, you don't really you go down there to party. That's what people go there for.
Yeah.
Do they serve? Is it 24 hours a day at the bars?
Yeah, we have drive-thrus at our daiquiri shops.
Drive-throughs.
Yes, and
That's
if you
safe.
go
Are you where? At the what?
At a daiquiri shop, we
What's
have
a
a
daiquiri
drive-thru.
shop?
Like a daiquiri.
Oh, like a Fat Tuesdays.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, those are big there.
Oh, like a bar, and it's a drive-through bar. Okay.
And you can take liquor from the restaurant in a to-go cup.
Yeah.
So
But is there districts for that, or is it just anywhere? Like
It's the whole state,
The whole
or
city?
like this.
it's really just like New Orleans, I guess, but because it's not really like legal, but it's legal. Like they don't put.
So it's not legal, but they're not enforcing
Yeah,
it.
they don't enforce it at all.
Oh, wow.
Because they're right there with the drive-throughs.
And then some people just driving with a drink in their car. I wonder how the DUIs go there, like.
Honestly, it's not a lot. I feel like it's more car accidents here than anywhere I've ever been.
they're professional drinker drivers.
Yeah,
And here
that's
it's illegal,
pretty
so nobody
crazy.
does it.
So how long did you live in New Orleans until?
And I lived there for 22 years.
22 years. Okay. And well, just for people that don't know, like, what do you do? What do you do for a living now?
I'm a dancer.
Okay. And did you dance back in New Orleans?
No, I could never.
Because I heard it's like a whole other world over
I
there
could
dancing
never.
down there, right?
I know too many people there, and it's just a wild city, so I already know the clubs would probably just be insane. I do remember, like, walking on Bourbon Street with my mom one time, and they have this one club. They have holes in the walls, so the girls' legs can swing through the holes in the wall, so you can see it walking past.
Shut the
You just see their feet,
You can see their feet,
but not their face.
It's like-
not their face.
like,
just
come
their
on
legs.
in.
Yeah, the legs just swing while you're walking.
like out to the street.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
And my mom was like, and I was like, Mom, somebody legs. And I remember this very vividly. And I might have been like 10 years old at the time, but I still remember.
I haven't
her
seen
legs.
that. I mean, I've been
I've seen
to New Orleans.
I've heard of a glory hole, but not a hole with your feet.
I don't know. Yeah, I went to. I've been a couple of times. I went to a place called Penthouse,
Okay.
and another one. What was that called? Place? I can't remember. But it was pretty nice. Small places. I didn't see anything out of the norm, But then again, I didn't get dances or I didn't go into private rooms or anything like that,
Yeah. It's probably more like the clubs that's on Bourbon Street and close to like the tourism areas.
Yeah, probably have to deal with a lot of drunken.
Yes.
God,
Probably
can
throwing up
imagine.
on you.
Yeah, probably.
Eat a bunch of crawfish.
I love crawfish.
Yeah, I've never had one.
Really?
I've never had one.
Why? Do you eat shellfish?
Yeah, I like lobster.
It's not like lobster though. It's
I thought it was like a mini lobster.
It's way more tasteful. Because when I first had lobster, I didn't even like it. Because I'm like, this has no taste.
Yeah, but it tastes because they marinate that stuff on like some serious
Yeah.
Cajun.
Yeah. It's
So
like
I'm sure if you
sits.
did that with the
Spicy.
lobster, we just
It
fine.
tastes.
Oh yeah, like a Cajun lobster.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I like
I
lobster.
had the boils. I mean, that's a New Orleans and Texas. They're big in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had those, but I mean, there's more work you do breaking those things
Yeah, I hate
apart
that
than
shit.
actually eating the food.
Well, like, by the time it take all of y'all to eat a pound of crawfish, I could probably eat like 4 by the time y'all finish.
just got it
doing
down.
Yeah. I've been doing it. Because they have a saying in New Orleans, you can't eat it if you can't peel it. So, until you can peel it on your own, they don't let you eat
You're
it.
not allowed to eat them.
Yeah.
So you did not dance whatsoever back in New Orleans.
No.
And then when you moved to, what brought you from Charlotte, what made you move here?
Well, I had a friend that was staying in Columbia, and she wanted me to move.
Was she dancing?
No. But I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I actually started dancing because of TikTok. It sounds so crazy.
No, it really does.
Oh, wow. Okay, so.
But I seen TikTok. I was like, I kept seeing TikToks. I'm like, is this a sign? So I'm like, I feel like I can do this. So I was like, okay.
What were the videos like? What was?
It was just like girls talking about their day in the club, like life of the club, and like money counts and stuff. And I was like, I can talk to people. New Orleans has a great dancing culture, so I've always been able to dance. I was like, this is gonna be a breeze. I went in. I was hyperventilating. I was like, oh no, I can't do this.
How did you choose the first club that you went to? What kind of research do you do?
So they actually have an app called the Dancers Resource, and you can search like clubs on there. And stuff.
But are they good reviews?
I heard.
It's from the actual
It's from
dancers.
the dancers. I've been all over. Yeah, it's
from the
strictly
actual
dancers.
So it's not like anybody else customer's point of view. It's from a dancer.
Yeah.
So dancer to dancer.
I mean, I just know that we see some reviews and they're not true, you know, and they're from dancers.
Yeah.
Mostly people we don't contract and things like that. You know, they're just butthurt.
I heard that where we worked in Positive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our reviews on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I feel
I haven't
like you
checked
go
it.
in there, look, and then you go in the club, and then you see every club is not for everybody. So
Right.
I've been to clubs where I can say, oh, it's a nice club, but I don't think it's a fit for me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
What do you consider a fit for you? Because there's different clubs, right? There's places where you actually do more dancing. There's others that you
like more
talking.
stage clubs. Yeah.
There's more stage. So what is your type of club?
I'm definitely a gentleman's club girl. I'm not like I can't do all
The booty shaking.
all of that is going crazy. But I respect it.
Did you see that video? Did you see that viral video of that girl that I don't know what kind of club it was, but she went all the way to the top and then fell.
Oh yeah, she broke her back and her neck, and then
Oh yeah,
No,
she got a lot of money out
She
of
didn't
it.
break
Another one?
anything.
Yeah.
She fucking. Well, I don't know that one.
It was
but-
a new one. It was over the weekend. I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, recently.
Yeah.
Okay, no. I'm talking about a couple months ago.
one
It was a
that she-
viral one. The lady, she went all the way to the top, and then she dropped and
She
hit
broke her
face,
back.
broke her teeth,
Yeah.
and she kept dancing.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
a good. There was a
I think
GoFundMe
that's
on
the
that.
one they started a GoFundMe for.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
got a lot of money for that, so she don't
And
even have to work
She broke
anymore.
everything. I mean, like
Yeah.
her face, her bone, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I would never.
So that's
go
not
all the
you.
way
You
to-
don't. Yeah.
I mean, I would not go all the way up there if I was not like I wouldn't be trying to do tricks up there. I'll climb up there, drop maybe a little lower, then do a trick. You know, I'm not about to. I'm scared of heights anyways, so I don't look down when I'm on a pole.
Right.
Sounds crazy because the pole.
So you still go up there? So
So
you're
you
like
hang
nervous.
upside down.
You have a-
yeah,
You hang
but
upside
I
down.
don't look. I just
Hold on for dear life.
just in the gaze. I'm like,
Dude, I'll be freaking out.
Yeah, me too.
Never
I'm afraid of
fallen?
heights, so.
Never fallen.
I haven't fallen. I've tripped. I've kind of like lost my balance, but I always I could try to keep my tricks like two-handed. So if one slip, I got, the other one. And if I fall, it won't be too bad. Because I'm not trying to break no teeth, like lose my teeth. They talking about teeth. I'm like, oh.
God, that would suck. That'd
Yeah,
be terrible.
I'm not
Yeah,
about
that'd be
to
terrible.
walk around.
Well, how do you train for these tricks? I mean, how do you know what the safety protocols are for upside down hanging?
So when I first was looking at TikToks and stuff, I took a pole class for like a couple months before I even like really went into the club. And people would be like, oh, you can start dancing without knowing any pole tricks. I'm like, you need at least two. Like, you need
Yeah,
something.
at those classes, is it a static pole or is it spinning?
So they have the one that you can make it both.
Right.
But since the club I
Well,
work
we-
at only has the static, I only practice on static now because it's not
We
really.
always have girls ask that. What would you prefer?
I prefer spinning pole.
Because it's easier for them.
Yeah, no, I've seen it before.
And if you fall, it's actually really easier to like slide down, hit your tricks. Like if you slip, lose your balance, it's gonna make it look more graceful because you spin and hit the floor versus just like.
Yeah, and I heard like you got to be really strong for the one that doesn't spin, right?
Yeah.
So like to be able to hold yourself up and do the spinning around, it's all your core and your muscles to do it. Whereas the spinning pole is just like the motion, the momentum just makes you spin.
Yeah, I never knew that there was even an option. And then it was years ago. I was at a trade show for Red Door, and we were in Vegas, and we went to the it was the pole dancing championships, and these chicks would spin around like 6 times, and I'm like, how do they not have the biggest bruises on the inside of their thigh? And my buddy was like, the pole spins, dumbass. I was like, oh.
I didn't
But
know
it
that
does.
either.
I feel like it does make the show a little bit better.
Yeah. I didn't know either until I started dancing. They even have some clubs like where the poles go all the way up. The poles spin like it's a hole and the pole is inside there and it spins inside the hole. So they can get very clever with the poles.
Sounds like we need to do some more research and updating on our poles.
Well, the issue with the pole is that our top doesn't have a catch.
Yeah.
So the spinning poles are, bottom to ceiling, and then that's why we don't have one.
Interesting. Okay, so you took a 2 months of lessons, and like what were your dancing skills like before? Like just from the club, or do you, just practice in the mirror before you go up on stage? Like what is your?
I was pretty decent with dancing, like just the dancing part, twerking, shake. I could do that part, but it was like the pole I wasn't confident in. I still really wasn't confident, but it's all about like how you carry yourself. Yeah. So you can know 2 pole tricks, but if you go out there and you be like, "Hey, everybody," go out there and smile the whole time. Yeah, people gonna be like, "Oh, I like her energy." It's more about the energy than anything. Because I've had customers like tip me just because I don't stop smiling.
You're always smiling.
Yeah, they tip me because I don't stop smiling. They're like, "You're always smiling." I'm like, "Am I?" Thanks. And they'll feel bad too. Even if because everybody has their preference of girls. So even if I'm not their type, they'll be like, "I still like your energy." And they'll give me money just because I'm still smiling. And I'm like, "Have a good night." Even though you don't have a good night with me, they'll have a good night.
Oh,
I want you to like the club and
genuinely
come back
nice.
and bring more people. So.
Do you have a preference in customers? Like customers have a preference in girls? Like if you scout the room, is there like a certain demographic that you go after, or are you just like whoever's looking at me?
It's really not.
Or do you have a game plan when you go?
So I lied. I really prefer couples. I love couples.
See, that's unique because a lot of girls don't.
Yeah.
Most girls don't.
Yeah, I'd say you're right.
I think we had this conversation recently.
And a lot of girls.
So you love couples. Why is it that you love couples?
Because it's fast. They're gonna they know what they're here for. They're looking for a girl that they want to dance with. They both want to have fun. So you already inside her head because you're a woman. And so 9 times out of 10, if the woman's happy, the man's going to go with the flow. So you just have to appease to her, but you're still getting paid for both. And I just feel like when it's couples, the woman is going to tell him, okay, this is the girl I want. And he's going to just go with it. Mm-hmm. It's not too much. You don't have to try really hard. Versus men can kind of talk other men out of doing things. Because if you go up to a table full of guys and it's 5 guys, one guy doesn't want to dance or something, they'll be like, well, I'll wait, But it's a couple. They're on the same time, and they know what they're here for, and they're going to spend the money or they're not. I just love couples. I even attract couples, so they know I like them. I'm like, I see a couple. I even have girls walk up to me and be like, there go your couple. I'm like, is a couple in here? Where? And one time I got into work, and I went on stage, 5 minutes to get in there. And I went on stage. I hadn't even walked around yet. And this couple walk up to me, and they're like, hey, can we go upstairs with you? They took me upstairs immediately. So couples like me. I like couples.
Yeah, no, that's a strategic niche because a lot of girls, like David said, a lot of them don't even approach them. And I tell them, I'm like, all you got to do is just walk up to the lady and just say, I like your shoes. Your hairstyle looks so good. Oh, your watch is pretty. Your outfit is so cool. And then they're going to do whatever the guy's going to do or
Women
pay for whatever they like.
Yeah. We love reassurance.
You took a long time getting ready.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the outfit and all that. So as soon as somebody says that, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I love couples. Those are my favorite. Outside of couples,
have you ever had a bad experience with a couple, or they're always been pretty?
No, they've always been really good and that's the thing too about couples. The guy's not gonna get out of line because his wife is there, so he's not gonna go far, So it's kind of
it's usually the woman that it's more aggressive. No.
Yeah, but you don't really take it personal because it's a woman.
Right.
You can, you get that interaction in a regular club with a random woman, so you don't feel as
threatened.
Creepy lady. Yeah, it's more okay, whatever.
All right, what's a crazy story? This is one question that we ask everybody on here.
How long have you been dancing first?
I've been dancing for almost 2 years.
Okay.
And at multiple clubs?
Just 2.
2? Okay.
The craziest thing that ever happened. Okay, I was dancing on a stage, This was at my first club ever working at. It was very laid back. It was a big club, but it was very empty. So you could just like, it's just open. I was dancing on stage. This man stood behind me. He was like, I just like you. He's stumbling. He was like, you can tell he was just drunk out of his mind. He peed.
Huh?
He peed while I was dancing on him. But I was on the stage, and while I was twerking, we just see water on the floor. I'm like, did he just drop his drink? He peed on himself.
He was drunk.
He was drunk.
Okay.
And he was still tipping as he was peeing. I'm like,
is he old?
No.
I know who you're talking about.
No. It's just this is like, I almost stopped dancing because of this. Because the man just peed on me and kept.
You said you almost stopped dancing so you can.
But he was right there. I was
okay.
dancing on him. Luckily, I was on the stage and he just peed. Yeah, I almost stopped dancing.
That's pretty gross. Yeah, that's pretty gross.
So that's why when you said like people in New Orleans being drunk, I'm like, yeah, they probably peeing on people. I didn't want to just say that, but you probably
They're doing anything.
I've seen guys come in the club and the front pants is wet, and I'm like,
well, we hope that's pee. But.
yeah, that's.
I mean, I don't even know what's.
No, it'd be like a lot. I'm like, oh yeah, here, and they just stumbling. I'm like, yeah, they're busy drunk. I don't want to dance for them.
Yeah, definitely not.
So that's the wildest story I have, because that was just the grossest thing. But
What's the best story you have? What's something? Somebody bless you with a lot of money or
my
experience?
The best story I have dancing was, well, actually my first night. So I was like nervous. After every stage set, I was going to the dressing room. So I was like telling myself, I'm like, Nola, you're not gonna make any money. What are you doing? So I'm like, okay, gotta get it together. But the last time I got off stage, this group asked for me. So the bartender ran back there. She was like, hey, this group is asking for me. I'm like, why they asking for me? Like, what do they want with me? And I'm like, you're at a club. I go out there. It was couples, 2 couples, and they gave me $1,200, and I only danced for like 2 songs.
That's awesome.
And you've loved couples ever since.
And I love couples every since.
Yeah, that's where that comes from. Yeah. That's cool, man.
It's always easy money like that with couples.
Nobody's ever really explained it to us that way, but that makes sense.
And nobody talks to them, like Jaffe said. So if you've been sitting there 30 minutes, nobody talked to you.
Right.
You feel obligated to like give love to the first girl that interacts with you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, we were sitting here for 30 minutes. You're the first one to talk to us here.
Like you said, the man is going to do what the woman wants. And,
Yeah, because he wants to see her happy.
Now your secret's out though.
I mean, hey,
They're still not going to go to couples.
there's only one you. I feel like you're really not that person that you think you are if you can't share knowledge with other people and still be profitable. I mean, you need to redo something.
Yeah. There's cake for everybody.
Yeah. Especially in the club. It's really big in the club. People think like, oh, I have to make all the money myself. It's really beneficial to work with people sometimes. Yeah. And because you can get the money faster. So if it's me and it's a group of 4 more guys, I'm going to go with another girl. Because if I go by myself, it's going to be $1. Every minute, $1. But if we go over there and attack them together, they're going to just get so flustered. They're just going to throw all the money. And it's done. In less half the time, we can pick it up, move on. So it's beneficial to work with people when it's a group, you know. But when it's a couple, I've actually danced with a couple not too long ago. Probably like a month ago. The guy wanted me to dance for him, and the lady got 2 girls for herself. That was the first time I've ever had that kind of interaction. I was like, okay, we're going to go with it. And I was kind of nervous about that. That was the first time I was nervous because I've never had a guy want me just for himself. So I didn't really know how the wife would interact with that.
Act.
Yeah. So I kind of like still, even though she was dancing with the other 2 girls, I mean, we're already all paid. So I was like talking to her and I danced for her like a song or 2. And then I was like, okay, we're going to go back over here just to give her that like comfortability. Like, I'm not here to threaten you. He's going home with you, I promise. I'm going to sleep. I've been here since 6 p.m. It's 2 a.m. I'm tired. So you just have to know how to like make people comfortable, especially in the club.
Yeah.
Do you have a work schedule? Do you have like designated days that you're going to work? And my other question is, do you budget your money? Like, do you document how much money you make each night, or do
Oh
you
my
just
God.
go in when like
That's
my
very
bills are
important.
paid, I got some bills, I got to go to work tonight?
Yeah. If you don't budget your money dancing, you're dancing for nothing because it comes, but it's gonna go if you don't really like manage your money because you got to think it's not a set paycheck and you can make like really good money dancing, but you don't know when it's gonna come, and you got to account for that. And I feel like with dancing, it's a very like dangerous thing too because like even with COVID, like nobody knew that you're out of a job. You got to have to account for it. If you slide down the pole and break your teeth and your spec, you have to save your money. You have to save your money. People just get really like, oh, I'm gonna spend it and I'm gonna make it back because you get so caught up in that because you can make the money really fast. But budgeting is like really important. I usually set a weekly goal based on like what I have to pay and stuff. So I try to be realistic. And lately I've been hitting my goal. I feel like the fall time is the best time, depending on what city you're in.
Yeah, you work a couple days a week.
Yeah, I've been working more lately because I've gotten lazy. And I'm like, okay, if you tell yourself, all right, tomorrow, then tomorrow coming, I'm like, okay, the next day. So I try to like get better about coming, showing up, being present.
So if you have, now that you've been in the business for 2 years, and you've what to do and what not to do, what would you recommend to somebody that's thinking about going in, kind of like from the beginning to kind of how to handle themselves, how to do the research of what places to go to, things like that?
You can go to TikTok. But also just visiting clubs because like I say, every club is not for every girl. So you can't get caught up in saying like, oh, this girl's saying this club is good for her. Or like you said, getting discouraged because of what other girls are saying because people have bad experiences. A guy peed on me. I could have told everybody that was the worst club in America. Don't go there.
But it was just a guy.
Because they're going to pee on you,
Yeah.
But it's just based off experience. I mean, you have to just get into it. Definitely take pole classes. It's going to help. Even if you're not big on pole, it's definitely going to make you get more comfortable with your stage presence and just walk. Even if you just walk around the pole, it's going to make you more comfortable with just walking around the pole.
Right.
So I just say you have to just really get in there and do it. Nerves. But don't get in the habit of like, I have to drink to work. I feel like that's the worst things that big girls that begin dancing do. They say, I have to drink to work. No, you don't. You need to learn because how can you be like at your highest functional? Like if you're drunk or if you trying to get a drink and it's guys that just came in, they throwing money, but you was over here trying to get a drink. Like you have to focus.
You gotta get your priorities straight.
Yeah, you have to focus on if you're going to do it, do it. You have to be all in. It's a job like any other job. You have to practice. You can't just walk in and just say, oh, I'm just going to do what I do. And, I mean, you can do that, but you're not maximizing your time. You're not maximizing the job. You have to take it serious. Even though it's dancing and it's in a club, it's still a job.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Most people don't do that, though.
I know. They think it's a job. They don't think it's a job. They just walk in there and they like, it's a club, and I'm about to get 3 shots. And I'm like, okay. But, hey, to each his own.
Because people associate making money with, oh, I made it because I was drunk and that was a fun time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. When people kind of set that standard for how they make money, they will always, now they're blocked. I gotta be drunk or I gotta be tipsy.
Yeah.
But if you do it like you, which I've met a lot of people that also don't drink while they work, so
Yeah.
it just works for them.
Yeah, I mean, I meet some girls that they drink when, because the customer is so bad. Like if someone's like really handsy or, I guess aggressive or something like that. Like, those guys that you need, they have like 8 arms. So some girls drink to deal with that. And then some girls only drink if they feel really comfortable with the customer. Like I need to be sharp for guys like, like that. So everybody's a little different when it comes to that for sure.
Yeah, because if a guy's handsy, I need to really be
like,
focused. I don't need to
where's
be
his hand,
getting drunk.
Where's his hand coming from?
What I need to be doing is getting him more drunk, so maybe he could go to sleep, and I could just get my money and go. Like I'm not.
Let's call that strip club kung fu.
Yeah.
Hey, so has dancing, since you've only been doing it 2 years, do you feel like you've embraced it and it's made you outside of there a stronger woman, like where you would feel more comfortable in certain environments? Because I feel like I can walk around there and the place be packed and I'm comfortable. But if you put me on stage and I had everybody staring at me, I would freak out. So I feel like if you can do that, then you can pretty much do anything.
Yeah, well, see, I have social anxiety, so it takes me a second to get in my mojo, which is usually why I wait to get on stage. Because once you get on stage, like you say, you've done the hard part. Everybody's seeing you. It's not like when you're walking into a room and everybody's looking at you. And once you hit the stage, everybody sees you. Everybody knows you're there. So the hard part's out the way. And more so, too, once you go on stage, you can see who's interested in you. So now you're not walking around looking for that person. They've already come to you. So kind of knocks out 50% of your job. It's just up to you now to sell it and sell yourself, you know. But I'm just I'm a very nervous person. I don't like to talk a lot, like when I don't know
You
people.
wouldn't give me that impression at all, really.
Really?
I mean, you're comfortable now.
You're here.
I mean, because I have to. That's what I'm saying.
No, you
It's a
didn't
part of
have
the.
to.
It's a part of the job, though. Like you get into it, and you're like, okay, let me get comfortable, and it's just about calming your inner self. Like I talk to myself a lot in my head. I have to.
So the
Is
answer
there
to the
more?
question
Is there
would be
more?
yes.
Is there more than one voice though?
No, it's just and I don't answer myself. They say it's okay as long as you don't answer. But I don't answer myself either. You know?
Yeah.
But it's just the nerve part. After you get over that, I mean, it's all gonna be like second nature. Sometimes like I go on stage, I don't even see the people. I'm just in my head. I'm like, okay, twirl, 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 twerk, twerk, twerk. Like talking to yourself in your head. That's how you have to be sometimes. You be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the floor now. And sometimes like you get so much in your head. It's a guy standing over here, and he's trying to give you money. You like, oh damn, when you got there? Okay, I'm coming. And so you gotta hurry up.
That's
scoot over
funny.
there
Your internal
and get
dialogue.
yeah, you just have to like get in your own head. Like twerk, twerk, twerk. You have to have tough skin to do this because people are gonna tell you no. It might not be in the nicest form, but you just gotta be like,
Don't matter.
yeah, be like,
Don't matter what
okay,
they say.
you came here because your wife doesn't, let you do anything at home. So you had to come in here and be rude to women. And then, you just compensate in your head. Be like, okay, look at him. He's going home alone, desperate. Anyways, and just walk off.
Yeah.
That's all you
Yeah,
say.
you kind of have to just see it for what it is.
Yeah, disengage. You cannot take this personal. If you take this job personal, it would consume you. You won't last a month. Because, people will say the harshest things. Women can say the harshest things, too. Like, they're jealous, Bad people don't stop existing once they walk in the club. So you're going to meet bad people in the world everywhere. They come in the club, it's just like, okay, I'm here to make money. So if I'm not making money over here, all right, bye. Yeah. And just keep it going.
People just don't understand sometimes how to, take a or a hint, like if somebody's not interested. People knew how to take a hint prior to that. They probably saved themselves a lot of heartache.
Yeah. That's true, too.
And a lot of girls get a no, and then they just get their feelings hurt, and then they waste 30 minutes trying to regroup, just sitting somewhere. When a no from somebody that you don't know shouldn't matter.
And like I say, I get guys that'll be like no, or women be like no, but they'll still give me money because I still smiling. I'm still like positive energy. Because as long as you're not rude to me, I really do genuinely want you to have a good night. But if you're rude about it, I'm still gonna smile. But in my head, I'm like, you're an asshole. Bye, have a good night. Just keep it in your head. Just keep it in your head. And then I've had guys come to me later after they've told me no. And sometimes the ones that were assholes, and they'll come give you money because you did it with so gracefully with a smile. They know they're wrong. So they're like, that was wrong. Here go 20. And I'm like, get away from me. Twerk, twerk, twerk. It's over with.
Do you have an opening line when you walk up to tables? Because I know some girls are just like, do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? And I'm like,
I never do that.
Not the way to go about it.
It depends on the club. So I'm a gentleman club girl. So you have to, it's the conversation. Half of them people are there, they're there because they're lonely. They want conversation. A lot of men, believe it or not, in gentlemen's clubs are going through divorces. Like the past couple guys that I've taken to VIP, they've all been going through divorces. Those are going to be your top dollar because they want that companionship. And sometimes they just really want your time and your conversation and to feel wanted. He's gone through a divorce. Can you imagine the things that his wife, his soon-to-be ex-wife is telling him? Women, we can be very vile when we're mad. So when you sit here and give him compliments that he hasn't heard in 30 years, that goes really far. Yeah.
Here's my retirement. Is that
it's like, I'll be back tomorrow. Are you going to be here? Sure. Yeah,
that's when they're like, I'm going to spend every dollar so that the wife or the ex-wife doesn't get $1. You know, we've had some of those. You know, I'm gonna spend everything before the divorce. You know.
Well, I actually had a guy come in the other day. He took me upstairs and he was like, I want to spend more money on you, but I can't right now because my wife is watching my finances. I'm like, this is horrible. Let me know after y'all finish getting that settled. Let me know when y'all finish settling that. I'll be back. That's fine. Yeah, it's just, the club is very unique. I mean, you're going to have good times, bad times. You're going to feel low. It's not all positive. I mean, like, I smile in the club, but I don't come in the club if my mental is not right. Yeah. Because I feel like hurt people. And I never want to come in the club and be like a Debbie Downer or get the girls like, oh, God, she's being negative, or customers like, oh, my God, your life is so depressing. Like, you never want to be that person.
Especially in there when it depends on your vibe.
People are trying to have fun. So if I'm not in a good headspace, I don't come to work. So
that's a good place to end it. Nola, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Please follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. That's it. Ciao. That was easy, right?
It was okay. I'm still a little nervous.
Believe it or not. You did great.
Yeah, I thought all of us talked.
Twirl, twerk, twerk. Baby.
I was just like, okay.
What was your internal voice telling you now?
It was like, don't breathe too heavy. You're going to pop out the dress.